En 20 segundos voy a empezar a hablar en inglés. Si no entiendes, puedes poner subtítulos en español o cambiar la velocidad del video. Sin embargo, mi recomendación es solo hacer esto en caso de que sientas que no puedes entender más del 20% de lo que estoy diciendo. ¿Listo? Vamos. Did you know that you can use just one simple trick to becoming fluent in English? Just one thing you need to change about how you learn to be able to speak naturally and automatically without ever hesitating, as if you were a native speaker every time you speak. Express your exact thoughts and feelings spontaneously and in detail over and over again, without ever having to change what you really want to say, or only speak with simple sentences, because you can't find the right words to use. To understand everything you hear in movies, TV series, music, and conversations, and finally speak with confidence, without ever feeling nervous or worried about making mistakes, with a fluid pronunciation like a native speaker. Best of all, this one simple change in the way you learn will help you improve your spoken English immediately, and you'll finally be sure that you're learning correctly. But before I reveal this trick, I'd like you to know why so many English students have problems with their English and struggle to become fluent in speaking. Why do so many students often use words and sentences that don't sound natural in their conversations? What's the reason they often have to think about what grammar rules to use before they speak? What stops them from speaking naturally and clearly? The answer to all of these questions is, in just 3 words, how they learn. You see, traditional methods used in schools and courses tend to ignore a very important part of the student's learning necessities. Professors and teachers teach students grammar rules, but not how to use grammar without thinking when they speak. They teach students to learn through their own language, so they're trained to hesitate and translate in their heads during conversations. They learn to read and write formal English through textbooks, but get very little training listening to and speaking natural, casual, conversational English. So, what is the one simple trick to becoming fluent in English? It's to learn English like native speakers do. Fluency is nothing more than a collection of habits, like pronouncing words correctly or using grammar without thinking. So, all you need to do is to develop the same habits as native speakers have by learning the same way native speakers learn. When you learn like native English speakers, you master grammar automatically, without grammar tables and boring exercises, through stories with visual and audiovisual examples. Becoming fluent like a native speaker means that you also learn slang, idioms, phrasal verbs, and other conversational spoken English expressions, not just what you'd see in a textbook in school. Learning English like a native person means that you learn how to speak English naturally by actually practicing with native English speakers and get confident speaking and making mistakes in the real world. When you learn this way, it's easy, fun, fast, and it doesn't feel like studying at all. Just like how you learned to speak Spanish when you were a child. Now that you know you must change the way you learn to become fluent in English, because the traditional methods you've been using until now have not helped you become a confident speaker, then how can you start developing the habits of a native person so you can start speaking fluently with confidence? You can start right now in this video. and develop one of the most important habits to becoming fluent: understanding and using the most common phrases in English conversations, and being able to respond automatically and naturally to these phrases. In this simple video lesson that will help you learn and properly pronounce the most common phrases used by native speakers in real conversations. I hope you're ready. Here we go. Hey there, my friend. It's good to see you. I hope you are excited to learn English with me today. In a second, you will no longer see the subtitles right here. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, feel free to change the speed of the video and feel free to add subtitles in Spanish as well. However, keep in mind what you've learned in my previous videos. It's okay not to understand everything, and it's good to become comfortable not translating everything that you don't understand. That way, you will help your brain to subconsciously acquire or obtain or get the missing parts of the English language. So, in this video, we will be covering the most common phrases, questions, and answers used in real conversation between native English speakers. We will go through what to say and how to respond in situations like greetings, how to say hi and the first few phrases in a conversation, expressing gratitude, how to say thank you, and how to respond when someone says thank you to you, uncertainty, what to say when you don't know or when you don't understand what someone is saying, agreements, what to say when you agree with someone or when you don't agree with someone, events, how to respond to positive and negative news, invitations, how to invite someone for dinner or how to invite someone for coffee. When I say a phrase, feel free to imitate, feel free to try to say the exact same thing with the same pronunciation. That way you will get the absolute most out of this video. Let's get started. Asking how someone is feeling. This is typically done in every language in the beginning of a conversation. You could use phrases like, "What's up? How are you doing? How's it going? What have you been up to? How have you been? How's life? How are things?" And you can also combine several of these phrases and say them at the same time. "Hey, what's up? How's it going? What have you been up to?" Expressing how you feel. These are typical answers to the previous questions, but similar to how you would say in Spanish, "Bien y tú," many of these phrases don't necessarily tell the truth. "I'm fine, thanks. Pretty good. Can't complain. I'm alright." Typically, you add a follow-up question afterwards. "I'm fine, thanks. How are you?" "Pretty good. Yourself?" Saying thank you. When you're thanking someone or expressing gratitude in general, you can use different phrases depending on the context. "I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it." You can say this when someone has been very helpful to you, such as having cleaned your room or helped you out with a tough assignment at work. "I'm really grateful." This is a very strong phrase, and it's more commonly used to express gratitude in general, such as saying something like, "I'm really grateful for having been raised in a beautiful country like Sweden by two parents. That's so kind of you." This one is typically used when someone is being generous, like paying for dinner or helping you out with your bags at the airport. "I owe you one. I owe you one." This one is to state or to confirm that you will do something for them later in the future, that you will return the favor. Responding to thank you. A great sign that someone is an experienced English speaker is that they respond very naturally to thank you. For example, they might say, "No problem, no worries, my pleasure, anytime. No worries, mate," when you don't know the answer. When you don't know the answer to a question, you can respond differently depending on how much you actually know. "I have no idea. I have no clue." These are used when you don't know at all. Nothing. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. These are used when you might know. I think the game is on Friday, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Very direct. I can't help you. You could use this phrase to respond to strangers, for example. If they ask you for the directions or for help, you could say, sorry, I don't know. I can't help you. Or if a friend is asking too many things, you could say, dude, I can't help you. Don't ask me. This is commonly said when you have absolutely no idea what the answer is and you want them to stop asking you. I have no idea. Don't ask me. That's a good question. This one could probably be used to respond to more philosophical questions like, what do you think the world will look like in 50 years? That's a good question. When you don't understand, these phrases could be very useful when you're just getting started speaking English. I don't understand. I don't get it. I can't understand. I can't understand you use when you've tried to understand many times, but you're giving up. I can't understand. It's hopeless. I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that. Catch. This is catch. Catch. I didn't catch that means that you didn't hear what the person said, not necessarily that you didn't understand. If you could hear what the person is saying, then you could understand. This is all Greek to me. This is an idiom used to express that you don't understand anything. It's based on the fact that Greek letters are completely different to ours, hence why trying to read Greek would be literally impossible if you didn't know Greek. That's why you could say, this is all Greek to me. I don't understand anything. When you agree with someone, or when you just want to assent, or go along with someone. Exactly. Absolutely. For sure. I agree. You're right. Or when you don't have a strong opinion, you could say, I suppose so. Or when you agree a lot, you could say, that's so true. I couldn't agree more. Tell me about it. When you don't agree with someone, if you want to be objective and argue like a real politician, you could say something like, not necessarily. That's not right. But if you want to be more personal and direct and subjective, which means you might not as easily win the argument, you could say something like, I don't think so. I don't agree. Responding to good news or just assuring, confirming that something is good. That's great, sweet, cool, amazing, awesome. Responding to bad news. That's terrible. That's very, very bad. Poor you. This is mainly used sarcastically as a joke, to joke with someone or to mess with someone. Oh, poor you, pobrecito or pobrecita. That sucks. This is a common slang to use to say that something is bad. I didn't get the job that I applied for. Man, that sucks, but you'll get another job. I'm so sorry to hear that. This is a stronger phrase that is more commonly used when something really bad has happened. For example, when someone dies or passes away. Inviting someone, or implying, or hinting, or alluding to an invitation. We should get together sometime. Are you free on Saturday? Are you doing anything tomorrow night? What are you up to later? Do you want to watch a movie? Would you like to go for a walk? Do you want to come to a friend's wedding? Want to grab coffee tomorrow? The following are a bit more insisting or asserting, urging. Why don't we have lunch tomorrow? How about we meet at your place tomorrow at 7? Let's grab a beer Thursday night. Done. Come with me to my roommate's birthday party. Bonus phrases. I'm starving. I'm really, really hungry. If you're starving, you might actually die or pass away. That's a good deal. Something is very cheap relative to its price or cost. Avocados, 3 for $1. That's a good deal. It's freezing. It's freezing. It's very cold. It's so cold. I'm freezing. It's very, very, very cold. That would be great. That would be great. That would be great. You can say this when someone is inviting you to something or when someone is suggesting that you do something and you want to say yes. For example, do you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch more awesome videos? Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Ahora has descubierto un simple truco para ayudarte a ser fluido mucho más rápido. También has escuchado mucho inglés y has aprendido las preguntas y las frases y las respuestas más comunes en conversaciones diarias entre nativos en inglés. Por favor, ayúdame con un like en el video y compártelo con todos tus amigos que también quieren aprender el inglés. Y asegúrate de volver a visitar el video más tarde para repetir lo que hayas aprendido. Porque, as you know, repetition is key. Remember. También, si quieres solicitar un tema de un video, déjame saber en los comentarios. Es dentro de los comentarios que yo encuentro las ideas para mis videos. Ahora, si aún no lo has hecho, descarga mi estrategia, mi plan completa de cómo llegar desde un nivel básico al dominio total del inglés. Todos los métodos, paso a paso, bien resumido en una PDF que tú puedes descargar completamente gratis. Luego, quédate para ver el siguiente video para descubrir las 22 palabras que estás pronunciando incorrectamente y qué hacer para corregirlo. Te veo en este video.